Good evening, Vancouver. Welcome back to Canucks After Dark. It is Monday, October 6th. It is October, and the Vancouver Canucks play their first regular season game in 3 days. It is already hockey season. Summer is gone. It's going to be cold. How are you doing today, Clay?
I am great, Parker. I got off a plane, what time is it? 7 hours ago from my 10-day trip to Europe, and I feel refreshed. I feel good. It was a more spiritual trip, but overall, I feel great, and I'm so happy that we're together, and in 3 days we'll be talking about, or at least we can text about a Canucks game. So yeah, I'm good. How about you?
I'm good. I am in, it still doesn't feel like hockey season. I watched... a period of preseason hockey a few days ago, the Oilers game, and then I had a hockey of my own. That was just a killing time waiting for my own game. But I have been, it's weird. My entire life so far it has been Canucks most important, Seahawks number 2, and then I really didn't have anything after that. And then the last few years, of course, I've gone into baseball, and now with the Mariners in the playoffs and the Seahawks playing decently well, and the Canucks not having started yet, I haven't even really thought much about hockey, right? But now we're 3 days away, and I know Thursday's going to hit, and I am going to be locked in on the TV to the Canucks game. And it doesn't feel like it yet because the fall weather hasn't hit. I think it hits tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe Wednesday we'll get that rain and a little bit cooler weather, and I'll start to be fully in that mode.
So will you actually turn it up? And I totally get you about the Seahawks and the Mariners. So will it be when you see the game day line rushes, or will it be the night before, or will it actually take you to a puck drop when you say, okay, it's finally hit me, here we are?
I think it'll be end of the work day on Thursday. Okay. I think that'll be the all right, I'm done work. There's no baseball that night. It is Seahawks are on a Thursday night already. That's a hockey day. I was saying to you before, I was initially planning on going, but tickets are a little more expensive than we were expecting for that opener. So I'll just be in front of the TV and ready to go.
Okay, that sounds fair. By the way, I don't think we've ever talked about it on the stream. Are you anti-Blue Jays, or you're just pro-Mariners?
Pro-Mariners. Blue Jays would probably be my number 3 team.
Who's 2?
Weirdly, the Padres, because they're in a different conference, and I don't know why. I went to Petco Park once as a kid, and I loved it, and so they're my number 2. Are we having you having some internet issues on your side?
I have all number 30. Is it me? Maybe. Do you want me to come back in and?
I don't know. I'm wired, so I'm assuming it's not me, but I'm not 100% sure.
Tell you what. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to switch computers. Take the first...
Okay. Well, I'm going to... Okay, people said that I look fine, so we're going to...
I'm wired too, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to switch...
I just dropped him. I dropped him so that he can fix it, because otherwise it's just robot. Okay, I'll kill a couple of minutes, I guess. Plan for today's show is it's the preview. We are going to go over, obviously opening night roster is set. We are going to talk about predictions. It's the big predictions episode, and as you guys know, and as you guys have been involved with for the past few years, predictions are open. So the top link, top of the description, you don't have to do it now. You can do it after the show. But the top of the description, there's a link to a Google form that you can fill out your predictions. Now, you might be saying, oh, when do we find out if my predictions were right? The answer is it takes a while, because we still haven't done this for last year. But I have the results from last year here. The machine is running and tabulating those as we speak. So we'll get those probably announced towards the end of the show tonight. But if you want to make your predictions for the 2025-2026 season, you can do that at the form below. It's just a bunch of fun where are the Canucks going to finish? How many points are a bunch of players going to get? What's the goalie split going to be? How many games will Demko get? How many games will Braden Coots get? How many points will Lekar Maki get? So a bunch of fun questions, a little contest just to see who is the best hockey mind in the Canucks After Dark community. And funnily enough, once again, Clay and I did not win last year. We actually did quite bad because we thought the Canucks would be good. And as we know, they weren't. So we'll spend a bit of time on predictions. We'll obviously, like I said, go through rosters, our predicted lines for opening night at the very least. And then we actually get to do game previewing because there are going to be 3 games before we next all do a show together. Thursday, obviously home opener against Calgary. They go on the road for 1 game on Saturday against Edmonton, and then back home for an early Monday nighter on Thanksgiving, sort of the Thanksgiving weekend here in Canada. 4:30 start on the Monday. So it'll be right after Clay has done his 24-hour stream leading right up to that. And then, we'll have 3 games to talk about next Monday night.
Can you hear me? Can you see me? Are we good?
Welcome back.
Thank you. Still preseason mode. I got 3 days to work. I better work out the kinks before my 24-hour life. Thank you for plugging it, brother. I appreciate that. I'm ready. I got 2 minutes to catch up on, but I'm good. Thank you.
Excellent. All right. I was just saying, I don't know how much you got, but we're just sort of running down plan for the show.
Awesome.
And I think our big focus is going to be, obviously we know an opening night roster now. I think we've got a lot to talk about there. Some early ideas on what lines are going to look like opening night. And then obviously we have just season-wide predictions, and then we can sort of parlay that into our predictions episode here.
So basically what you're saying is this show is going to be about 3 hours long. No, I'm just kidding.
I would like to be in bed in an hour, ideally.
Okay.
It's been a long day, but we'll get through as much as we can.
Yeah, I think if we aim for like 15 to 20 for the preview, 15 to 20 for I trust you. You're a good timekeeper. I'm just along for the ride, but I'm ready. No more internet issues, and that's what I'm saying for now. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it.
Love it. Anything we need to recap from preseason? Like obviously we're going to talk about lines and roster and everything. Was there any big news other than obviously Braden Coots making the opening night roster?
Yeah.
I guess Niels Höglander being out for 8 to 10 weeks. I don't think we've talked about that since you were away. Bit of a blow to some of the scoring depth.
Yeah, probably the only negative part of preseason, you're right, Parker, is the Niels Höglander injury. Because he's 8 to 10 weeks, that's obviously way longer than the 24-day threshold. So he'll start an IR, then expect in a month he'll move to LTIR, and then it's funny. I was trying to explain this to people. It's not like you get the cap relief of his $3 million. You're allowed to go over the cap by $3 million. So it's basically the same thing as his cap relief of $3 million.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Yeah,
it just it prevents you. It doesn't allow you to accumulate any cap.
Right.
Which is obviously a negative on that part, and something that this management group was very on top of last year. And this is sort of the last year that you can really be on top of that. There's obviously, or is that this year they've changed the rules? I don't remember. I get mixed up.
Yeah. No, I think it's next year. But regardless, I think it's a good plan. Why don't we, in talking about the line combinations and deep pairings, naturally preseason stories will come out, and I think that's a good way to do it. However, before we get into anything, just really quick, one minute reaction. Connor McDavid, 2 years, $12.5 million per.
Yeah, he bridged the Oilers. It's an absolute steal for those 2 years for Edmonton, obviously. So 3 more years there. But it is, it's one of those things where if they don't get it done, if they can't win the cup, he's gone. It's as far as I can tell, because he is taking an absolutely enormous discount. He could have said, I'm only playing for here for 2 more years, and you'll pay me $18 million a year to do it. Yep. And they would have signed that immediately because they would have had to. But yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and I was talking to my son about this, Parker. Do you think, let's say the Edmonton Oilers win a cup in the next 3 years, right? His last year, this year, and then +2. Does that actually make him more apt to leave? Because I've accomplished what I need to here. I'm going to go try it with some buddies in a new franchise as well. Or do you think it's only if they don't win he's going to leave? You see what I mean?
I think he wants to win, and I think after he wins, he will want to win more, or continue to want to win. So I think he will, regardless, do what would be best for his chances at continuing to win. That's fair.
And then obviously taking that big pay cut, he's hoping that the Oilers will spend wisely, right, with a rising cap. And I don't know who's out there UFA wise, but I do know that when he expires, so does Austin Matthews and so does Zach Werenski, and all represented by the same agent. I heard those three guys. So
that's going to be a good summer for that agent.
Those three against the three Hughes brothers. I'm just kidding. I'm not saying that. Don't make me sad. All right, back to our team.
Yeah. We have opening night roster. I hope Puckpedia is up to date because I don't have the tweet or anything. Canucks opening.
While you're doing that, fangirl, we did not miss it. I was gone and Parker was trying to drag the puck. So yes, thank you for being a member for almost for 3 years and 3 months now. We appreciate you, fangirl, and never missed on purpose. Thanks for the reminder, though.
Yes,
all good.
Thank you. Yep. Opening night roster is out. It's obviously they posted in alphabetical order, which
of course
we all know you can put them in just sort of by like points from last season or something, right? Make it a little bit more useful. But Puckpedia will have been updated with all of these guys, it looks like. So
Yep.
I'll go in order of cap hit because that's how Puckpedia does it, and it makes it easy. So obvious names at the top: Pettersson, Besser, DeBrusk, Evander Kane from that trade, Connor Garland, Philip Hedl, Niels Höglander, who's on IR, doesn't really count. Certainly not on the roster, but he'll be there. Drew O'Connor, Teddy Bluger, Kiefer Sherwood. No surprises there. Obviously, it's the depth of the lineup where it gets a little bit more interesting and where there was some questions to be answered. So, big one, obviously, Braden Coots, 10th overall pick. Was he 10th overall? Is that right? Or is it 15th overall?
A little lower,
15th overall. Yeah. So 15th overall pick this last draft, and has just sort of blown everyone away by how sort of poised and mature he is as a player so far. So we'll talk about him for sure. Jonathan Lekkerimäki makes the squad after looking quite a bit better in preseason than he did in his action last year. Linus Karlsson, Aatu Ratu, and Arshdeep Bains rounding out the forward group. Any big surprises there?
Yeah, the only one, and remember, look through the lens of Höglander's injury, as you mentioned, right off the top, Parker, opens up another spot. So maybe if he wasn't injured, one of Coots, Lekkerimäki, Karlsson, Ratu are not making the team, or Bains, right? One of those five are not making the team. But the fact that Höglander is injured doesn't count. Obviously, I look at the two youngsters. I look at Coots and Lekkerimäki, both guys waiver exempt, yet they chose to keep them on the team, and they ended up sending guys down who had to clear waivers, like Vitaly Kravtsov. So it tells me that, and Niels Aman, it tells me that they're really high on both guys. Lekkerimäki, he could be a sleeper power play one guy by the end of the season. But I think with Coots, we're going to talk about this whole 9-game thing before you burn his first year of ELC. It's going to be fascinating, Parker, if he gets to game 9 and let's say he has 5 or 6 points in those 9 games. Can you, what's best for his development? I think they know a bit more than us, but that's the story that sticks out to me of the forwards is Braden Coots. What's going to happen after those 9 games? And I hope his body can hold up. Like I know he's small. I know he's very smart, and he's used to being small, obviously, and that's what makes him so endearing, his fight level, his IQ. But I'm very fascinated to see how he does in this first month as a pro.
Yeah, and really what ends up happening is 3 players that were sort of in the competition to make the roster get sent down, right?
Yeah.
With Vitaly Kravtsov, as you mentioned, Niels Aman, and Max Sasson. Now, Max Sasson, waiver exempt, so that's kind of an easy one if you have a guy who doesn't impress per se, and you're like, hey, we're going to keep a guy in the press box, send the waiver exempt guy down. That makes sense. And then there was the would someone have claimed Kravtsov and Oman? And we always talk about during that sort of frenzy of getting all the rosters established, the bar for claiming someone off waivers is so much higher, right? Because there's so many guys available, and you're also trying to you've looked at all your guys, you haven't necessarily looked at the other guys, so it's a lot easier to get guys through waivers at this time of year. In the middle of February, maybe not so much when there's injuries and so on. So, getting those guys down at this point, it makes a lot of sense. But yeah, if Höglander was in the lineup, I would have expected maybe someone like Baines to get sent down.
Yep.
I think this team really likes Linus Karlsson in that fourth line role, so I'm not surprised to see him make the team. But Braden Coots is obviously the big story. And we don't really have an idea on if this is hey, we're going to let him go as long as he can go, or is it, we're limiting him to those 9 games so he can get that, get his feet under him. We can slide the contract and, we can send him back down to junior.
Carol, thank you for your support for the 3 months formally as a member. We appreciate you. Thank you. So Parker, are you of the camp that, hey, there's no rush with Coots? Like, obviously, this guy's going to be a cornerstone, maybe our number 1C by the time Petey's done or whatever. Like, he's going to be here for a long while. There's no need to rush him in his very first season. Or you have the mind, wow, this could be like found money here. It's like a couple years earlier than expected. And I know we got to see how he does when the games count for real. But what's your general sense right now?
It's a really tricky spot to be because we've seen it go poorly.
Yep.
We've seen guys sort of get rushed to the NHL and struggle or succeed, but never really take that next step. And that's a tricky thing to do, right? You sort of have to balance as, do you think Braden Coots would be doing himself a disservice continuing to play junior, right? Where maybe he, needs to see this, needs to play with higher skilled players to just get used to the game and get used to, the speed and the development there. But then you also have to balance the fact of this is a team that, had 90 points last season and 109 points the year before, right? And they are going to, every point is going to matter this year, right? This isn't a team that is, playoffs would be nice, and they're not on the other side where they're going to end up with 105 points. They're going to make the playoffs anyways. The regular season is really just for seeding and establishing, things like the Panthers would be or Vegas would be, for an example. This is a team that every single point in the standings matters, and that's something that you have to balance. Is it worth, even if you think it is going to slightly hinder Braden Coots' development, but you think he gives you the best chance to make the playoffs and to compete, that's something that they're going to have to make a choice on.
Yeah, spoiler alert. When we go through our predictions, when I get to that question, I had 9, then crossed out 79, crossed out 9, crossed out 59. It didn't have to end in a 9, but you know my point is.
I don't expect him to play 28 games this year, right?
Yeah,
because there's no point in that, right?
It's feast or famine.
You're right, it's all or nothing. Yeah.
So very cool.
Yeah,
very cool.
It's an interesting one, and let's take a look at the schedule here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So his 9th game, assuming he plays the first 9, would be October 25th, which is Saturday night against Montreal, and then the Canucks are on a back-to-back, so they play the following night, the 26th. So that Sunday, the 26th, is when we'll know. So 3 weeks from now, we will know whether or not they are giving him the run or if he's going back down to junior.
Right. Okay, one last question before we move off the forwards, because we do got to move pretty quick in tonight's show because of what we talked about. We got to talk about. Do you think that the Canucks are going to line up the same way they played their last preseason with the big 3 of Petey DeBrusk-Besser, and then it was Baines with Hedl and Garland, and then it was Kane with Coots and Lekermaki, the 2 young guys, and then it was Bluger, O'Connor, Sherwood. So that meant that Ratu and Karlsson were the 2 extra forwards. Could you see them doing that? And I know Bluger might be banged up, blah, 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 but could you see that happening?
I don't see Archie Baines as second line winger.
Yes.
Day one of the season. Yeah. I just don't see it. I really see Evander Kane playing there. Now I look at, like DeBrusk, Pettersson, Besser, I think is a lock for opening night. That's an easy one. And then, looking at the third line, like I wouldn't hate a Coots, Kane, Sherwood like that. Right. That seems interesting to me. But that 2 left wing spot without Niels Höglander available gets to be a bit iffy. And I just think Kane has to slide up there. Yeah. So if you go Hedl, Garland, Kane, and then that leaves you, with like Coots, Sherwood, and O'Connor potentially, or Baines. Or, obviously you have Linus Karlsson available. He normally plays the right side or center.
Yeah.
And then I guess, if Blueger's available, you have him with, I guess, is Lekkerimaki on the fourth line? It's a tricky spot.
Yeah, unless you keep Coots and Lekkerimaki together because they've shown chemistry, then you put a veteran on their left side. But that really leaves just Drew O'Connor, right? Because if you're moving Kane up and you don't want Baines there, then you're putting O'Connor on the third line, and then you have Blueger, Sherwood, and Blank, right, on the fourth line.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We shall see. A rumor is Blueger has a slight tweak in his knee. So we'll see what happens. And if he's out, then Ratu just slides in, correct?
Well, they could go to Linus Karlsson as well.
Okay.
But I think it would be Ratu.
Yeah. All right. So that's good at the forwards. Goalie's easy, right? Demko Lankinen. So we can spend a few minutes on D now.
Yeah. Demko will obviously get the first game.
Yeah.
Who do you think starts Saturday?
I think you can go Lankinen there, and then you can go Demko back home.
Okay. You're not giving Demko the first 2 games of the season.
Who are they playing? Oh, it's Edmonton.
What
am I talking about? No, you got to go.
Canada?
Sorry, then you're going Demko Lankinen. That's what I think you're doing.
That sounds right to me. Yeah. And then they have a couple days off, and they go back to back, so you go Demko Lankinen again.
For some reason I thought it was Edmonton home opener Calgary, but I had it backwards. So no, you definitely play Demko Saturday night Hockey Night Canada in Edmonton for sure.
Perfect.
Yeah.
On the defensive side, we have 8 or 7 D-men on the roster. Not 8, so they went 14 and 7. In alphabetical order, you have Derek Forbort, Phil Hronek, Quinn Hughes, Pierre-Olivier Joseph making the roster, Tyler Myers, Elias Pettersson, and Marcus Pettersson.
Okay.
And so we know it's probably going to be Hughes Hronek, first pair.
Yep.
And then Marcus Pettersson, Tyler Myers. Is that your second pair?
It is. Yeah. I don't see them going away from that top 4. Yeah.
And then you go Elias Pettersson and Derek Forbort.
Yeah, and I believe that DPD was the one who slid to the right last year. So yes, I think it's those 2. And right now, as of now, P.O. Joseph is number 7.
Yeah, and P.O. Joseph to me makes perfect sense as your number 7, because it was either him or Victor Mancini, right? That was the I think everyone sort of watched Verlander and said he needs some more seasoning.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, he's so young.
Yeah,
he's 20.
Still 20.
Yeah.
And D-men, they peak a lot later. So, the thought was obviously, Mancini's fun to watch, but is, do you want a guy playing games or not, right? And I think that's the key there, especially because he is waiver exempt, and obviously P.O. Joseph isn't. I don't know if a bunch of teams maybe would have been clamoring for P.O. Joseph, but it makes sense to just have Mancini down there. You can call him up if need be to get actual ice time instead of just sitting him in the press box.
You're right. Mancini will get his games for sure. And Verlander, you and I think, are the same accord that, we're excited for him, but there's no rush. This is his first camp, his first year. So let him marinate for a year. It's fine. And we're going to go 9-10 D deep. So he'll get a chance somewhere. Yeah. And you're right. He's waiver exempt. You know what's really interesting about this, though, is you think about last year's starting lineup on D. We're so much better, man. Like it was Juleson, Cole, Soucy. If I'm not Cole. What am I talking about? It was Juleson and Soucy and Desharnais. I think were part of the last year's top 6.
About Desharnais. Yeah.
Right. It looks so much better.
The Elias Pettersson has been just such a huge piece. Just to be able to slot him in there and him be stable. He's not perfect. He's 21. He's super young. But when you look at this defense, Hughes Hronek, that's a good top pair, right?
Yeah.
And Hughes does a lot of heavy lifting there, but Hronek is no slouch. It's a good top pair. Marcus Pettersson, Tyler Myers. Myers is getting up there, but that's a good second pair. And then Pettersson and Forbort. I think that's a good third pair. I don't really see any big holes now. If someone goes down, which someone will at some point in the season, right? For every team, that's where your depth gets tested, right? That's where you're going to have a Mancini come up. That's where you might get to see a little Verlander, you might get to see a Kudratsev get in there, and obviously P.O. Joseph. So there's Brisebois once he comes back. interesting to see where that ends up.
By the way, projecting a bit, Parker, can you imagine when Tyler Myers' contract ends in a couple of years, when Forbort's gone, you could have a D-core of Hughes, if Hughes stays, Hughes, Hronek, DPD, Mancini, Verlander, and Kudryavtsev, and Marcus Pettersson as your 7 guys. That's pretty good.
Assuming they all work out. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true. I'm getting a little ahead of myself, I know. All right, so if we had to call it right now, our extras are P.O. Joseph on the back end, right? And then if Blueger is healthy, we think it could be the same top 12. That means Ratu or Carlson, or put in Ratu instead of Baines, right? That's kind of what we're talking about.
Yeah, I think that's the case.
All right, we shall see. They practice tomorrow and Wednesday. They had the day off today, and then a quick game day skate on Thursday, and we're playing for real.
Excellent. Yeah, it'll be a fun one. Hopefully it goes better than last year's home opener against Calgary.
We look like amazing, right? Like Sprong was scoring. We were flying up and down the ice, and then what happened?
4-0, and then they blew it.
Did you go?
I was there. Oh. I was in section 417, which I didn't know existed until that night.
And then didn't we get it to overtime, and then we lost? We promptly lost in overtime, right?
Sure did.
Okay. 6-5. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh man.
Good times.
Can't wait.
All right. Where to?
Well, I guess it makes sense to wrap up last year's predictions before we do this year's predictions. Is that fair to say?
I think so. We can. I'll give a quick summary.
Sure,
we didn't do great. I wish I could. Actually, I probably can get some median numbers if I just select all, and then if I just ask Google to show me the average. So last year we had 66 submissions for people's predictions. We want to beat that this year. So for those of you here after the show, or if you are on your desktop, you have a second monitor, or you have 2 phones, or whatever you're doing, we're on the TV. Top of the description, there's a link to a Google form. You just fill in all your predictions for the season. Basically, the way scoring works, if you guess the number correct, you get 10 points. Every number you're off, you lose 1 point, down to a minimum of 0, of course. And so everyone who participated last year, and you have to get your predictions in before puck drop on Thursday. Just looking, I've just selected all of the first question was, how many points will the Canucks finish the season with? Now keep in mind, we're coming off a 109 point season. The average prediction was 106. Now, obviously they finished with 90. So the average person, now keep in mind, I said it was a 0 to 10 scale of how many points you could get. Yeah. The average person got 0.3 points on that question. So no one really did. I think the best someone did was guess 95.
But they had a 5 they had a 5-point head start on almost everyone else then, right?
And that was, and that was the lowest prediction we got last year was 95 points. And they obviously didn't do too great.
Look what one season did to us, Parker. I'm sure we overshot on almost everything, like you and me, almost.
Oh, pretty much. Yeah. I can get us a quick idea. I think I'm the top row and you're the second one. Let me just do a quick view data, freeze columns. Don't know how to do that on Google Sheets. Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
Like we had the goal differentials. No one guessed a negative goal differential last year. Canucks had a negative 17. What place in the NHL will the Canucks finish? I think the worst I see in here is someone said 14. They were 18th. It just wasn't great, right? We had Pettersson I had Pettersson getting 104 points. You had him getting 99. He had 45 points last year.
Good thing we didn't have negative points. We'd be like negative 50.
Now the highlights. These are the ones that I want to hit on. Okay, Connor Garland, we both guessed 51. He had 50.
Ooh.
We under-guessed on Kiefer Sherwood. Yeah. We went way high on Niels Höglander. How many points do you think you predicted Daniel Sprong would get last year?
Oh, I probably said 39 or something.
You said 40, and I said 44. Yeah. He had 7. We both thought Dakota Joshua would get 30 points. We both thought Quinn Hughes would be in the 90s. We thought Phil Hronek would have 45. Carson Soucy, we nailed. He had 13. We had 14 and 15 as our guesses.
Okay.
Tyler Myers' total penalty minutes, we were right on as well. I had 70. You had 80. He had 74.
Okay.
what else was it? We had Demko in the 910s on save percentage. He had an 889.
Did we forget that some of these players might get injured? Like we overshot on like PD Hughes.
Yeah, yeah, we didn't do very good. Artur Shilovs, we had 904. You had him at 910. He had an 861.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know, we didn't do too good. Power play percentage we did well on, some Kevin Lankin and stuff. Assuming the Canucks make the playoffs, who will the starting goalie be? That was a waste of a question. Not one person predicted the Canucks missing the playoffs, by the way. When I said, how will the Canucks season end? Not one person said miss the playoffs. And as, of course, that's what they did. And then the last interesting question was, will Brock Besser sign an extension before the end of the regular season? Which obviously he did not. He signed a free agency. So a lot of people got 10 points off of that. But overall,
so before you give the scores, okay, Alfred's asking, is there a prize? We are not going to award, and I'm just making this call. Parker and I didn't talk about this. We won't award a prize this year because we didn't say we would, but I will happily donate something for this year's contest. Is that fair, Parker?
That sounds good. Now, unfortunately, we do just have emails, not names, and that was a bit of an oversight on my part. But the win. So for some context, the winning score was 127. Two people had 121. I had 112. You unfortunately had 99.
Oh, I suck.
But yeah, at 127 points, I don't know what part of this email is their name.
Put it in the chat. I might recognize it. Can you not in the chat? Can you send me a private message?
I can send it to you.
And sorry, Irvin, I still get mixed up between Alfred, Irvin, Swervin, Skytrain. So Irvin, thank you for suggesting the prize. We'll do it for next year. Okay, I gotta go look at my private chat now. No, actually, I do not recognize that one.
Yeah. So I'll send this person an email and just say, hey, you won. Just as like a fun thing.
Yes.
You win nothing. So we will.
Wait, I got 99 points, and the winner got 127, and you got 113. So 112. You're way closer, even though it's still far out. Yeah. What did the worst person get? Don't name them. I just want to know that I beat someone.
Okay.
What was I doing?
A couple of 69 points.
Yeah.
Trying to see. It says a 64.
Ooh.
I think 64 might be our winner. Now I'm curious because I don't recognize the email, but I want to see like how crazy were their answers that they got the lowest score. 105 points, sure, that's fine. 48 wins, plus 66 goal differential. Someone guessed the Canucks would have a 3,815 goal differential. I'm assuming that was a typo. Luckily, it doesn't impact your points once you're more than 10 off.
3,800 goal differential.
They did have, win the Stanley Cup as how the season would end. They had the Besser extension happening. They had JT Miller getting 98 points, which didn't happen.
Okay, I admit, Parker, this is my burner.
All the point predictions were just too high. Connor Garland at 70, Danton Heinen at 55 points. That's really it. Daniel Sprong getting 62 points.
Right.
Ratu getting 28. Yeah, they were just too optimistic. Okay. That was their crime.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing wrong with that. That's what we did too. So it is time then for us to do this year's. You haven't submitted your predictions yet?
No, but I have them all written here.
Okay.
Yeah, I've done it. Yeah.
Excellent.
I want to be ready.
So there are 4 people who submitted, if I include myself, which is
awesome.
Good because I need to see my own responses. Now, before we do this?
Yeah.
I was going to say if there's anything else we want to go over, because it's fun seeing the responses sort of come through because I can see all the responses. But we can probably just get into it here.
Yeah, I think Parker, great minds think alike. This is what I think we should do. You and I, and you've already submitted, and I will submit without changing. So you and I are basically proclaiming our guesses right now. I would suggest that the viewers can do 2 things. You can have fun, and you can type real time in the chat your guesses, even if it's not going to be your final guess. But I would also recommend that you open up the form on a different and just fill out the form while we're going. And then as soon as the show is done, press submit, and then you're done. you don't have to worry about it before Thursday. So kill two birds with one stone. Kind of interact with us in the chat as Parker and I share ours, but then do your own form, and then you're in the contest, and then you might actually win something this year. What do you think, Parker?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good. We've got 4 responses in, like I've said. More will come through, I'm sure. But let's get into it. I did these pretty quick. I just went in. I went gut feel for all of them. I didn't do any studying. I kind of did study because I had filled out the previous year's spreadsheet, so I kind of had an idea of what everyone did. But it was all just right off the top. Now how many questions are there? There's a lot. There's probably 25 questions. And I hope everything's saved and there's nothing about she loves in here still.
No,
it looks like it's all good.
You're good. You did good.
Okay. The first question, and really where everything sort of builds off of, because if you say the Canucks are going to get 110 points, your point totals for a lot of players and your results are probably going to be higher than if you say the Canucks are going to get 85 points and miss the playoffs. So really, it's the most important thing is what are you basing your predictions on? What is this team going to do? So the most critical question in the whole thing is how many points will the Canucks finish this season with? Now, the way we've done this in the past, Clay, is we've rotated who's gone first every time for each question. So one of us will say our answer. Thank you for putting the link in the chat.
No problem.
So as we go in the questions, guys, if you want to throw your answers in the chat, go ahead. But that's the first question is how many points will the Canucks finish this season with? Clay, why don't you kick us off? What is this team going to do this year?
Okay, don't worry. I'm not going to do a soliloquy for every single answer, but I've always said, and I think you've agreed, so this will be interesting. They're not as bad as they were last year. There's no way. They're not as good as they were 2 years ago. Well, we like them to be, but probably not. And it's going to be somewhere in the middle. I took the actual middle. I said 99 points.
99 points.
Yeah.
Slightly more optimistic than me.
Yep.
I went with 97.
All right.
Because it felt like, that's playoffs. That's a decent spot. And I think, a game or two here and there, we'll see things happening. We're seeing 97s, 103, 99, around a 100-point team.
Yeah.
Which seems pretty reasonable. Now, building off of that.
Yep.
Oh, I forgot how I worded this question. I need to change my answer.
That's fine. I trust you. By the way, when we might not acknowledge your name just for the sake of time, but Parker and I will be I'll probably be clicking on answers while Parker runs the show. So if your answer pops up, that's awesome. And if you agree with Parker or me, that's even better. So Jaden's with Parker and Shiraz is with me, and so is Nello. All right.
Okay, the next question, and I didn't read it. So read all the questions, because the key to these questions is all questions are regular season only unless specified, which is why this next question is so interesting. And I was looking at that's why the answers from last year didn't make any sense. Like, how are the Canucks going to win 50 games and have 100 points? Yeah. That doesn't make any sense. So this question is how many games will the Canucks win this season, including playoffs? Now, I forgot to include playoffs. So that's the wrinkle to this one. Okay. And let me throw an extra.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got my number.
You have to
I
go
had
first.
put in 44 because I was just thinking regular season. I'm going to up that to 51.
Yeah. Wow,
my
that's funny.
answer.
Good. And my answer is 53, and I went with 47 wins to get me to 99. Plus, I said they're going to win round one. Whatever. And 6 more wins. So my answer is 53, and yours is 51. Jaden agrees with one of us all the time, and we got another one. All right. So put in total wins, regular season, and playoffs. What are you saying? Very good.
Excellent. I'm going to have to go and change that. I'll remember. 51. Okay. Question number 3. And again, everything else I think is regular season except for there's a couple playoff only questions. But what will the Canucks goal differential be? Now, last year, no one put a negative number. Don't know if that'll be the case this year. Clay, what'd you have?
29.
I had 21.
Okay. Plus 29. Yeah.
And goal differential is a weird one because we see teams with a negative goal differential make the playoffs randomly. It's a bit of a crapshoot.
Yep.
And then placement wise, Pacific Division, And this is a fun question. It's just as an overall season preview, and we can talk about this a little bit as well. Is what does the Pacific Division look like? And the real question is, what place will they finish the regular season in the Pacific Division?
You get to go first in this one.
I have them third in the Pacific. I see Vegas, Edmonton, Vancouver. I know LA will be in the mix around there. I don't see the Flames doing as much.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping it's an optimistic take the third spot. Hope the Kings fall out a little bit and go from there.
I agree. I'm not sold on LA. I think they had a crappy summer, and the other two California teams not there yet. Seattle sucks. Calgary I dislike very much. So yeah, I also said third as well.
Excellent.
And but it's high second
place,
here.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
high second.
What place in the NHL? And this is just points.
Yeah, that's me. I put 13.
13. Okay.
Yeah.
I had them at, I my number doesn't make sense. I had them at 9. 97 points doesn't get you ninth. But maybe I'm hedging my bets a little bit. Maybe I'm trying to find the middle of the ground. Maybe it probably wasn't me just quickly putting in numbers for everything.
Maybe you were doing conference. Not just kidding.
No. I was thinking ninth in the league.
All right.
It's going to be a very big parity year for the NHL.
Well, I appreciate your honesty. You could easily change that, but yes.
So longest winning streak and longest losing streak. We can sort of combine these together.
Okay.
This one's always a weird one because you'll have random teams go out and win 7 games in a row, 8 games in a row. Last year, I looked and I had to parse through all the games to get the answers, but I think last year it was 4-4. They never won more than 4 games in a row. They never lost more than 4 games in a row. Now, they did lose 3 to start the season, but never more than 4 in a row. Is this one me or is this one you?
You go.
Okay, I just put 5 for both.
Oh, interesting. Well, this is going to be the most cringiest moment of the stream, but for all you Gen Zs, I was thinking 6-7. See what I did there? But no, thank you. I went 6 and 5. I went 6 for wins and 5 for losses.
Yeah. Okay, I like it.
Thank you.
And then the next question: 9 wins is optimistic from Jaden.
Yeah, I like Jaden.
I respect it. How will the season end? And this is a multiple choice one. So these are big ones because anything multiple choice, it's all or nothing. You get 10 points or 0 points.
Yeah.
So how will the Canucks season end? Will they fail to make the playoffs, out in round 1, 2, 3, lose in the final, or win the cup?
My turn first. And yeah, I think I started to give it away when I added 6 wins. So that's a round 2 exit for me.
That's where I had them as well. Again, safe bet. And I think that's, again, if this is a playoff team, you're hoping they win round 1 and go from there. Yeah. Obviously, perfect world, they win the cup. Yes. But that's the thing, though, is you got to get there and anything can happen.
Yeah. Russell's saying, no one's saying this one, out in round 3. Like, it's either round 2, win the cup, or don't make the playoffs. Like, no one ever. Yeah, this is good. I like this, but
I don't hate that as a guess too, because it's who are you running into in round 3? It's a Colorado, it's a Winnipeg, it's a Dallas. Like it's a wagon you're probably hitting.
Yep, agreed.
Assuming the Canucks make the playoffs, so this question was a write-off last year. Who will start game 1?
This is you.
I had to just go Demko, and it's really this question is Thatcher Demko healthy for game 1? Is sort of the what this question means. I assume you had Demko as well.
I did too, and so did Jaden. Jaden's the bigger agreeer, but Jaden. Just so you know, you're gonna do really bad if you agree with me and Park. Well, me worse. But
our track record's not great. All right, 2026 draft. Canucks only have 5 picks currently in the 2026 draft.
Yep.
Now this is a buyer or seller question, but it also can have some wrinkles, right? Because you could trade a first and get like a guy and a 6th and a 7th back, and now you have more picks than before. But it's, again, how many picks will they have after the trade deadline?
Yeah, I have them at 4.
Yeah, I'm keeping them at 5 because I just get the idea that they probably don't want to only have 4 picks. Yeah. So I think in a trade they'd probably like be like, hey, can you guys throw in a sixth?
You're right. I think I just gave away a point. Yeah, you're right. That's a good point. Yeah.
But this is one that's hard to lose a ton of points on because, unless they have 16 picks, we're getting points.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Good
point. Okay. Now we get to the fun part is just stats. Stats for all these players.
You said 104 for PD? You said 104 last year?
Last year, I think so, yeah. I was thinking big bounce back. And then he had 45 points.
Yeah.
So this year, I said he has 150. No, I'm going Elias Pettersson total points. I'm going with 86.
Oh, I like it. I have 78.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, again, I'm just really hoping it's fresh start, no drama, just let him play, and hopefully it works out. I'd love to see him be a 100-point guy again, but I'm hoping 86 is a reasonable guess.
Let's hear it, chat. What do you think for PD's points?
And then get Bessers in while you're at it as well, because that is the next one. Brock Besser, coming off of, a 25-25 season. At 50 points, obviously brand new extension. Where do you think Besser ends up this year?
A tribute to Jovanovski. I got 55 for him.
I also have 55 for Brock
Wow.
Besser.
Great.
Slight uptick on last year. I think he only played 76 games last year, something like that. So if he's able to go the full 82, that'll work.
People are shooting high on PD. Look at this. 98, 92, 90. Wow.
Oh, people are putting halves in there. That's cheeky. It'll work too, because someone did in the last one, and I noticed that someone had a half a point. So if you want to put in 0.3 or something like that, the math, it's all just runs through a formula. The math will work.
Interesting.
All right, Evander Kane, new addition. Didn't really play last season until the playoffs. 1-year deal, hometown. This one I could see any number and be like, yeah, that could happen, as long as it's like less than 70 or 60.
Yep.
If someone says he's going to get 110 points, it's probably not true. But I'm really interested to see where everyone goes for Evander Kane. I'm going at 39 points for Kane.
Wow. That's good. That was my original guess, and then I switched it before the show to me and Jaden. Same again, 42. I got 42.
We got 42s. We got 40, 38.
Yeah.
All sort of in that range.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, Connor Garland.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe a little bold on this one. I have 55 for Garland.
I also have 55 for Garland.
Wow. This is weird.
That is weird. I'm looking at my answers, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm looking at mine, right? Yeah. Because I haven't seen yours. Okay.
Yeah. It'd be crazy if I wasn't looking at mine.
Jaden says we're stealing his picks. That's 3 guys that are going to do really bad then.
Yeah. It's not a good place to be.
Yeah.
All right. Second line center, Philip Hedl.
Yeah. Your turn.
I'm going with 33, which is really low.
Well, yeah, it is, but I'm a little this could be a pool breaker. I got 46 for Hedl. 46.
Yeah, and there's, I don't want to jinx anything, and I'll knock all over this wooden desk of mine. But, there's health concerns, right?
Of course.
If he plays the full 82, I'd love to see him put 50, 55 points up.
Matt thinks you're low, but I get your reasoning for sure. I get your reasoning.
And I was just looking at history. Kiefer Sherwood.
Yeah. What did he have last year? Like, he had his career
40, I think.
Yeah. I have a slight 10% decrease then. I got 36 from him.
Okay, I went 38.
Okay,
Same
good.
boat.
Yeah.
Niels Höglander, we know he's out 6 to 8 weeks, so keep that in mind, or 8 to 10 weeks, which, who knows, could be 16 weeks, knowing how injuries work with this team. But make your predictions for Niels Höglander, again, knowing he is not going to play until December at the earliest.
Right. And by the way, guys, as Parker and I pick up the pace here, it doesn't matter, but you can put at least the players' initials, because now I'm seeing everything from 48 to 33 to 100. I think I know who you guys are talking about, but really I have no clue who you guys are talking about. So, or put the full guy's name in, like Höglander, Sherwood, perfect. So for me, I have Niels Höglander with a massive 25 points.
Okay, I'm the optimist here at 27.
Okay.
Again, like being out till December, that's one of those
Yeah.
injuries that, who knows where the foot speed is, because there's a lot of, so it takes a bit. Now, this next one's fun because there are 2 Braden Coots related questions. And I don't know why I didn't put them next to each other, but I didn't. And those 2 questions are total points, and obviously the other one is total games played in the NHL. So this is like we said off the top, we were talking about rosters. We're sort of in the same boat. Braden Coots is either going to play 9 games or he's going to play every game he can.
Yep.
And this is where your points prediction for Braden Coots is, if you put a single digit number or if you said 30 or 40 or wherever you want to go, gets pretty interesting.
Or you could hedge. You could hedge
and say he's going to get 5 points, but he's going to play 65 games.
Or that's not a hedge. He just had really bad production. Okay, so or the opposite. He's going to have 78 points. 40 points in 9 games. Okay, so I'm not hedging, but you can tell which way I'm going. Total points for Brandon Coots, 5. Yeah.
Okay, I went 4.
Okay, there we go. So we're on the same page. And Jaden, I'm sorry to say you're going to lose this pool for sure, man.
Oh, God. That's funny. And the thing is, like, I think if someone guessed, like 8 points, I think that would be a really bad guess.
Yeah.
Because if he has 8 points in his 9 games, I think he's playing more than 9 games.
There you go.
Right? So that's, it's something to keep in mind. We'll get to the games played shortly. We got some 5s, a 25 in there as well.
I like Irvin's. Yeah, 25 and 80 or 75. That makes sense. Yeah.
25, third line center, rookie.
That's
Be
great.
a fine
Take
place to end up.
Take it.
I think 4 and 5 in 9 games is pretty optimistic, but he looked pretty good.
Yep.
Jake DeBrusk, first line winger.
Yeah.
How many points did he get last year? He had
29 goal, 48. Yeah, I got 50 this year.
I got 51. Same boat.
It's crazy how similar most of our predictions are.
And they have been every year.
Yeah, but yet you beat me by like 15 points last year.
Yeah. Mine has been slightly better.
Yeah, I want to see some analysis on that, or if I lost it all in one question.
Yeah, I can. You can
later.
The spreadsheet, but.
Okay, thanks.
Jonathan Lekkerimäki looks like he's going to be, I assume, full time this season. He played 24 games for the team last year, only had 6 points.
Yeah,
he looked better this preseason, right? Connor Garland was talking, saying a lot of good things about him. I've got him having a bit of a breakout at 29 points this year.
Ooh, I have him breaking out even more. Like you need some clear cell. I got 35. That was the worst. I got 35 for him. I got 35 for Lekkerimäki. Oh, Jaden, you're dead, man. Like.
Oh, that's funny. 32,
Yeah.
20. This is one of those ones that you could tell me almost any number, and I'd be like, that sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
Quinn Hughes, the big
Oh,
one.
yeah.
So,
All right.
what was his best year? What do you have? 92 points?
2 years ago?
2 years ago. And then last year he had 78, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I've got him at 90.
Oh, I love your optimism, man. I have him still good. I have him 85.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like, if the power play's working, I think he'll rack him up.
Yeah.
94. 112 wins the Art Ross. Whoa. That's aggressive.
Happy.
I like it. A couple hundreds. Beautiful.
Clay's sponsored by OxyClean. Yeah. That actually, Erwin, that's the other one. I know there's Clear Cell. I was trying to think of the other one. It was Oxy. Thank you.
Elias Pettersson, the defenseman. So what did he get points-wise last year? Do we have those numbers? I don't know why I don't have.
Can you look it up while I answer this, Carol? It moves to 84 games next season. This is the final. A great question, though, especially that impacts. Oh, no, it doesn't really impact your guess. It's more what we're talking about. Yeah, that takes place next season. Thank you, Carol, for asking. Yeah.
So last year, Elias Pettersson had 3 points in 28 games, which is a 9-point pace. And then in the AHL, he had 13 points in 38 games. What do you have, Matt?
Baker's dozen. I got 12.
That's a regular dozen.
Oh, what's a Baker's dozen? 13?
13, yep. I also have 12.
Okay, no. So I just so you know, right here, I'm not cheating. There's the 12 right there. So 12, yes.
Okay.
Regular dozen.
It's regular dozen.
What a dummy I am. Try and make a metaphor or whatever, and I don't even get it right.
Tyler Myers, not points. I don't want Tyler Myers points. I want Tyler Myers PIMs.
Okay.
Tyler
Before
Myers.
you answer this, did you look up his career? Like his career PIMs?
No, I knew he had 74 last year because we had the same question.
Okay, you know what's hilarious? The 2 years prior to 74, 77 and 76.
So he's
Isn't that crazy? So my answer is 75.
That's probably a good bet. I went 80.
Okay.
Figure throw a fight on there for good measure.
Yeah, isn't that funny though? In his last 3 years, he's averaged like 76, 77, 74. It's crazy.
Yeah, he loves those random penalties.
That's true. Like just enough to almost get a penalty. You can't get one penalty minute. So he's getting a minor every second game, basically.
Yeah. All right. Our last two skater-related questions.
Yep.
Braden Coots, NHL games played. I think based on our previous answers, we're both going with 9.
That's indeed what I have. Yeah.
Yep. Tom Villander, NHL games played.
Okay, so this is a weird one. He might not see a sniff. I do think he sees some injury replacement or some we're out of the playoffs. So I put 14.
Okay. Yeah, it's one of those ones where I don't see him playing 50.
Yeah.
You know, like I guess if someone did get hurt, like maybe that happens, or if he's going crazy in the AHL. But yeah, I'm sort of in the same boat. I went with 11.
Yeah, there you go. You and Sammy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just gets called up to play 3 games 3 times or something like that, and ends up in that sort of 8, 9, 10, 11 area. But yeah, it could easily be 0, and then I get no points. So maybe I should have guessed like 8.
No, I like your reasoning though, because actually I didn't even think about it as in like 3 or 4 stints of 2 or 3. That's actually a really smart way of looking at it. I looked at it as January and February, just 14 games straight. No, I don't look at it that way. But I didn't even think about the multiple stint thing, given that, as we talked about, he's waiver exempt, so you can do whatever you want with him, actually.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Goaltending.
Okay.
Thatcher Demko's save percentage, I think it was, 889 last year, so not very good. But he's healthy. He's going to play. He's our number 1 goalie. He's got a fresh contract. This is a hard question. I think this might be one of the harder ones because we've seen Demko put up a 915 twice, right? But we've seen him at an 889 last year. We've seen him at a 901 in 2022-23 and a 905. So if you guess 915 and he puts up a 902, you get nothing. If you guess 895 and he puts up a 910, you get nothing. So what's your what are you thinking for Demko's save percentage?
No emergency required. 911.
Okay. That's optimistic. I think league average was closer to 902 or 903 last year.
Oh, I suck. Oh, I can't change it though. Erwin just said that.
Did he? I'm just looking. League average was 900 flat. And
what was I thinking?
League average save percentage has been dropping consistently because there have been less, like the shot auditing, right? Like last year, there was on average 2 less shots against a goalie each game, from 30.1 to 28.1. Maybe that's also because Rick Taka was coaching.
Well, I must say my research there was not great, but I cannot change it. I did have 911. Yeah.
So I went 905.
That's good.
I hope you're right. I hope he's in the 910s, but I think he's going to take a bit of time to get back to elite form.
Yeah, I'm just looking real quick at the save percentage of the top save percentage last year. Oh, yeah, only 2 guys had over 911. I suck! Connor Hellebuyck, 925, and Vasilevsky, 921. Third best, Ottinger, 909. Oh!
Well, he could be the 3rd best goalie in the league.
I hope so.
He's been up there before.
Oh, man.
Same question. Backup. Well, maybe backup. Kevin Lankinen, save percentage.
Are you allowing me to change my answer or no?
Do whatever you want.
Now that we've talked, because I haven't submitted yet.
Yeah, that's fine.
But this whole average thing, it really puts my next
up
answer
your numbers
a little bit.
Okay.
Will you allow me to change?
You have to change both.
Right.
Demko
right.
and Lankinen. Yeah, that's fine.
No. I'll keep Demko high. Like I don't.
Okay.
I think it's unfair if I get to change both. But I want to change Lankinen because I had Lankinen at 909.
You haven't said it yet, so you're
No.
good until you say it.
Okay, I'm gonna say this is. I can't believe I'm saying this for Lankinen. No. I'm not going 899. I'm going 903. 903.
I also have 903.
Okay, there you go. Thank you, friend. Thank you.
All right, now this is a fun one. Games played. Might not be a fun one now that I think about it, but it's an interesting one. 82 games in a season.
Yeah.
I will give everyone a little hint here. When you're doing games played for goaltending,
I know what you're gonna say.
they should not add up to 82. They should be, unless no goalie gets pulled all year, they should be higher than 82. Yeah. So I'm going to ask for both of your answers, or I can give both of mine first. But I want to know your split. I don't care about starts. I want games played because it's harder to look up starts. So games played, Demko and Lankinen.
So
what do you have the split at?
I love your. I knew you're going to go there with it's got to be more than 82 because you're going to see relief or just rest or whatever. But I just realized I got 10 games of splits, which is fine. I have 49-43.
Okay. For Demko at 49?
Yes. Demko 49, Lankinen 43.
I went, and I don't think this is a smart play. I think your answers are better. I went 45-45.
Wow.
Clean split.
Tell me why.
I have no idea. I was thinking, okay, it should add up to like 90. That was where I started. And I was sort of like, 47-43. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to call it flat, even. Bit of a hedge.
Yeah. You know what's funny? When we started these predictions, I thought we'd finish way earlier than 11, but I realized we have so much fun, but it takes forever. Like, it's fun, but
it is fun. Yeah. Okay, we have 3 questions left. Total shutouts. I have 6 shutouts.
I have 6 as well.
Okay. Power play percentage. Rounded.
24.
Okay, I also have 24.
What the heck?
Penalty kill percentage.
If we get this the same, then we got to go buy a lottery ticket or something, or just one of us.
Well, it's going to be 82, right?
I got 83.
Okay. Close enough. I think they were 82.5 last year, so same idea. Yeah. I figure maybe a slightly higher event hockey than last year, but we will see. So, folks, make sure you get your predictions in. There's 11 in there now. So go top of the description. Clay put it in the chat a minute ago, and he'll do it again because I'm telling him to.
Yes, I'm doing it again. Doing it again.
So yeah, click that link. Go put your predictions in. You have until puck drop Thursday. If you go in and put it in after puck drop on opening night, like someone did last year, 2 nights later, it gives me a timestamp on every single row of the spreadsheet, and I just delete those. So don't do that. Get your predictions in as soon as possible. So yeah, 3 games coming up. Yeah. Flames, Oilers, Blues. I guess we will talk before the Blues game on your 24-hour show.
You're coming, right? You're going to join me.
That's the plan, and then we're going to have to not rehash anything that same night.
Right, just talk about the game, right?
Okay, just talk about the game. Sure.
Yeah, so I was going to say, sorry, this is Irvin. Sorry, Irvin. No Q&A tonight because we did want to commit to 11 for both of our sakes. And we at least had a little bit of interaction by basically plastering up 200 comments in the last half an hour. But yes, next week we will certainly leave time for Q&A because we don't, as Parker just said, we don't want to rehash our 45 minutes from my 24-hour live stream. Then we'll have a game to talk about and we can certainly take your Q&A. But we apologize, but we're not going to do it tonight.
I
feel like such a jerk.
4-2 in preseason?
Yeah, they did.
What does that math add up to? 55 wins? Sold.
Okay.
That's perfect math.
Before we go, give me just one hot take for the season. It doesn't have to be for the opener. Just one hot take for the season.
Oh boy, that's
I'm putting
a lot
on the
of
spot.
pressure.
Yeah, I'm putting you on the spot. I'll come up with one too. I don't have one yet. I'll come up with one in the next 30 seconds.
Let's see, guys. Get your hot takes in the chat as well. If you got something
That's what we'll do for the last 2 minutes. I'll just highlight a bunch of your hot takes. What's your hot take? Well, Parker and I wrap up here. Mine is they have a new center on their second line by December 1st.
Like, you think they're going to trade for a center, or they're going to go sign Jack Roslovic?
Well, a new center.
Is he still available?
Yeah, he's still around.
He's still kicking.
And there's some teams that have like 11, 14, $15 million cap space. So, like, you're not just going to sign a guy just to sign a guy. But yeah, I'm surprised.
Quinn Hughes can't sign an extension until next year.
Correct.
Okay, so that's no fun. I'm going to say Pettersson gets 15 points in the first 10 games of the season.
Oh, I like that. Come
out hot.
Wait, last one, and then we'll go because Irvin was the one who wanted Q&A. So we'll just do this one. My sense is that Baines plays a quiet game that coaches love, fans hate. Coaches love, but fans hate. Unlike Mancini, who plays a loud game that coaches question, but fans love. What says you?
Oh, yeah, it's always, I mean, not like Baines is like super defensive, but it is always the sort of offensive versus defensive, flash versus stability guy, right? Like, you look at Elias Pettersson, the defenseman, same idea, right? Just super stable, not going, like, he'll throw the body around, but he's not doing anything crazy or giving up opportunities. And that's the thing, right? Coaches hate high event hockey, for the most part, and they love, keeping everything low event and controlled. So I think that's a fair take.
Yeah. I think that's fair too. And I think, quite frankly, Baines' waiver exemption, not waiver exemption, he needs waivers. I just think the Canucks really like this guy, and they think they're going to lose him. That's why you haven't seen him go down. Yeah.
I like this one too. Lekkerimäki on the top power play unit after 10 games. I like that. I think of a power play unit, and I think if Hughes at the top, and you got Pettersson shooting from one side, you got Lekkerimäki shooting from the other side. Yep. You got Besser in front, and then you have Garland doing whatever he wants to do down there. I think that could be really dangerous.
Yeah. Garland, DeBrusque, I know we'll get a lot of looks around the net as well. But you're right, and if you don't, and right now Kane's practicing that spot. We don't know how long he's going to last there. He's certainly no JT Miller. Well, no one is. But yeah, then if Kane stays on that top spot for at least the start of the season, then I guess your second unit must be Hronek, Garland, presuming the rest on the first, Lekkerimäki, right? Those are three. Then who else you got there? Like a Sherwood or Coots, right?
Yeah, maybe.
You need a center.
You should have a center.
Coots, Lekkerimäki, Garland, Hronek, and pick someone for the front of the net.
Or like Hedl should be.
Of course. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Sorry, and by the way, that's Captain JT Miller to you.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Sorry.
Not going to that game. I would love to, but that's a Tuesday night. It's my bowling night, so I'm sure there'll be lots of footage going around social media. Yeah.
All right. Well, folks, if you enjoy the show, make sure you hit like, hit subscribe. We're going to be here most Monday nights throughout the season. Get the predictions in. What are we at?
Yeah.
We are at 15 in. I want to see at least 60. So get your predictions in if you haven't already. If you missed any part of the show, you can rewind back to the beginning here on YouTube. You can find it on your favorite podcast platform in a matter of 15 minutes or so. Just search Canucks After Dark. It'll be there. There's probably a ton of episodes there that you can go listen to if you want to hear old Canucks news. Clay, any parting words this Monday night?
Well, thank you, everyone, for being here, for interacting with us. Thank you, Parker, for dragging the puck, or whatever you call it. Well, now I know. Always use the Mac. Never use the PC, which is fine. And I can't wait. We'll walk into next week's show on Monday with we'll talk about what prize we're going to offer. We will offer something decent because you guys put in the effort. We want to reward you. And yeah, hopefully Parker, once he gets the schedule straightens out, can join me. And I hope you guys can join me. I start my 24-hour live stream Sunday at noon with some really good guests, including the one sitting right next to me on the screen here. So I'll post the schedule later in the week, but if you can join me, I know Parker always supports me. I love it. Lets me use the StreamYard account. So please join me Sunday at 12 for my 24-hour live stream. Thank you.
Excellent. Now we get to ditch StreamYard. All right.
Right after we're done.
Right after we're done. Yes.
Okay.
All right, folks. Like we said, hit the like button, subscribe button, all that stuff. Hit the notification bell. We're here every Monday, 10 o'clock or so. Other than that, have a good one. See you guys next time.